All right, hello everybody. Welcome to VR Master League here on Channel 2. Quick thanks to the teams here for waiting just a little bit, a few minutes there for the start. Because just coming off of that hot game on Channel 1 between Joker and Seven. Now, it was Joker and 2 who won that, but man, some impressive stuff coming out of that match. That said, I'm here to cast these two also impressive teams who are competing to join, sooner or later, those Master Divisions in Diamond, because as I always say, these teams are the future of the league, as we've seen, and with that, I'm excited to see exactly what they do. So we have ourselves Reverb and Barrage, two teams I'm familiar with, have casted with and of plenty of times for sure, and last week and a day of the season, I'm curious to see exactly how these teams are able to close it out. So we're seeing here, first it's Barrage on the defensive end, and it will be Scoot able to get that at least into the midfield, trying to chase down the disc a little bit, and B stands getting stunned, but not before getting that disc at least off to the side, where Derpy is able to briefly recover. But that said, backing it out to Paravallo, so Barrage back at the possession, but a rough clear will go back to B stands for a brief moment, and Paravallo now with the disc from that sideline, looking for another clear to squeeze it past the midfielder. And nice placement on the clear. I know you don't say that often, but that it was. And it's going to open up the 2-point goal for them. Paravallo doing it all there in the last, that 5-second spurt, essentially. Perfect clear to evade the defender. And the score. But, of course, the teammates there boosting with him and helping enable. So, whew, good stuff. Good stuff. Anyway. All right, that said, welcome to the Twitch chat there for joining on this channel, whether it's live or in the VOD. Certainly glad to have you guys always. What's up to Duke and Sosa? Nice of you to join me here. I've got some 3-point shots right in the clear for Copenhagen. Copenhagen giving them their 5th point for Barrage, and only 17 seconds off the clock that time. But nice accurate shot there from that left lane. Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, Duke. How are you? Coming off of that cast, I'm sure you were watching, or if you weren't, you should have been. On Channel 1, certainly, but doing well. Doing well. Hopefully, I'm excited about this postseason coming up, the championships, challengers, etc., and hopefully you guys are too. It's that time of year, But that said, into the orange lane, couple of stack players coming back for Reverb, but it's going to be taken ultimately by Cyanide, actually intercepted by B stands. So back to Captain Wigglepants. Captain kind of side-winding it, had that sideways orientation. Not the most common thing that you see here in Echo, but certainly not unheard of these days to have players really toying with those different angles. Now Duke asking there if I'm going to land, which I assume you mean the Sputnik's land there, the contenders, right? I imagine so. To answer that question, probably, most likely. I'm like 85% yes. So yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot of people there. It's been too long, and I'm looking forward to seeing people in real life. Been a while. Over here, 5 points on the board so far for Barrage, who is on the defense currently. Reverb still trying to find their stability on the offensive end, having to contest a lot with some very stingy and aggressive players on Barrage. Now, will be taken here. Cyanide deep down that field, nearly making, but that's going to be bounced. Still rebounded, and shots will be had by Copenhagen with the 2 3-point goals in a row. Can you cope with that? Yeah, are you guys going as well? I've seen like some of the roster lists or some of the team lists, but I kind of forgot already. I know there's going to be at least a couple dozen, a few dozen, maybe at minimum. So I'm hoping for it. OC6 was kind of the same way the last time we all got to have a big group gathering, really. I guess OC6 and maybe DreamHack Atlanta, but I wasn't there. But yeah, it's only been, what, a year and a half, but it feels like it's been 5 years since the big event. So I'm looking forward to it as Scoot forwards it into the goal. unable to convert, but a rebound will be had by Paravallo. Now nice aggression here from B-Stands and Derpy Boy, causing a turnover to Cyanide. Cyanide with a nice pass as well to Copenhagen. And perfectly a Paravallo, but Wiggle Pants wiggles it loose. And now a clear opportunity for Derpy Boy. And see if they can punish. Would definitely be ideal for them. Because right now, for Captain Wigglepants and Co, Cyanide rolling it up here, you know, they haven't, by any stretch, played poorly. Like you can see, they're playing aggressive. They're causing some turnovers, but it's more so that it's just being won out a little bit more by Barrage. Now, will it happen that time? Yes, there it goes. Barrage just making up for a lot of, you know, what otherwise could be misplays, punish plays. There's nothing punishing about that, except, well, if you're going to be on the side of Reverb here. Scoot. A big shot. So as I was saying, you know, Barrage has been able to punish, but for the other side, Reverb has not. So that's what it comes down to. This is actually a common theme in the Joker game. Joker versus 7, right? It's just that the punishments of mistakes, Barrage is not able to be punished for theirs. Reverb has been. That is a difference. That's the difference. Of course, that is sports in a nutshell, right? Because it's fast action, it's fast reaction. It's how you come back from a missed pass, a missed clear, a you know, dinged shot. How quickly can you react? How good is your positioning to react? You know, get the stacks a little bit faster. You see some beautiful brawling here occurring between the teams, you know, knowing that they can't afford to send, get those other players into the other side of the floor. They want to be able to recover this disc uncontested if possible. Copenhagen will take the shot, looking like actually maybe a pass off as he gets a stun going against him. And a good clear from B-Stands, able to find the open lanes. Now, all the meanwhile, players getting back to the disc right about the same time. And Derpy Boy coming away with it. A really solid lead here and a strong start 7 minutes into the first round. Barrage thus far in control, and they're about to take over a little more. Paravallo, corner 3. Nice angle. Making him hurt a little bit there. And JG saying, would love to give Palidore a... Thanks for clarifying. Fist bump. what a pally bump is. That could be interpreted so many different ways. But yeah, glad to have you guys in the chat there. It'll be cool to see you in real life for sure. Although be aware, typically, you know, unless told otherwise, I go straight for the hugs at lands. But in any case, you know, it's all like a big family. That's what I refer to it as. Whenever we've had those travel events where we all gather, it's like a family reunion. Because in a way, most of us already know each other from the game for the last X amount of months or years, as they push this lead up to 16 for Barrage. But yeah, there's already that kind of precedence of getting to see these players and hear from these players in the game, and because VR is so intuitive and immersive, you go to real life and you kind of feel like you already know these players. You know their personality, you know what their voice sounds like, you know what their physical play or their physical actions are like, right? So it's interesting. It's what I love about VR. It's love about Echo Arena casting it, because you just get to see all the minutia of human details in a person. Hopefully that didn't come out creepy as it sounded in, when I just said it there, but you know what I mean. You get to know the players just by watching them. That's right, I'm always watching you. Anyway, Derpy Boy here, trying to watch out for a pass because they need to clear it out and convert on a goal here soon. They've had some pretty nice defense at stands, but when it came to making up for mistakes, they just have not been able to punish on any of them. Meanwhile, Barrage, you see off of a lot of these clears, they're getting to the disc first, they're finding some open three-point hits, etc., etc., and on those, getting hits by a dive from Copenhagen at that. And JG saying, yeah, COVID stuff, if I would, I could. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, because it is at the end of June. I know half of all adults in the U.S. have at least had one shot at this point, so I'm hoping by the end of June things are okay. But of course, we'll take all our necessary precautions as dictated. No doubt about that, but hoping to reach that old normal back again soon. I think we're in the right direction. But nonetheless here, I mean, what can you say? Barrage has put on an incredible barrage of points. I know I go to that pun way too much when I cast this team, but I think it applies more than ever in this particular round because 19-0 and potentially a mercy there had it not been from a great grab, or for a great grab from Captain Wigglepants. That could have been a killer. But B stands there with a side-winding shot. Will not find anything but the outer rims of the backboard. Captain Wigglepants, a back tap to Derpy Boy. Derpy now will try and forward this one softly to Wiggle, but Copenhagen sending it clear to midfield. And that will conclude round one. Just evading the mercy. But a strong, strong effort from Barrage. And definitely a lot of discussions, if they can, in this between round period. Gonna need to be had for Reverb. With that tough first round. Alright, so as we go to the stats screen there, just give me a hot second to hydrate. Okay, and we're good. Even give you a quick look at me. See, I'm on cams for once. Trying to not be too lazy with that, you know. But yeah, so what's up, guys? Plea in there as well, coming in. I don't think I shouted you out, so sorry for missing you. YOLO Man stopping by. Reverb has good passing, but can't execute. Yeah, and I think some of that is the aggression we're seeing from Barrage, because you see on the outer edges of the bubble. A lot of Reverb's passes are being met by immediate, you know, stuns right on the receiver of those passes. So, oop, I put 10 instead of 0, didn't I? Let me fix that right there. But yeah, so it's tough. That's very similar themed to what I saw in the Joker game, where 7 had some excellent defense against Joker, despite the losses in 2 rounds. But the dive defense, where they cause a lot of turnovers, and that's been one of the biggest, I think, developments of Season 3 as a whole, in terms of metas and defensive play, is more purposeful defense this season. So I'm seeing a lot of teams starting to pick up now on when it's appropriate to dive. Not only if you're a goalie, but if you're one of the other bubble defenders, right? When to time the dives out on the QB to force a pass, and then when the other 3 players in your team need to dive out to contest the pass, contest the recipient of the pass. It makes such a massive difference, and it causes so much trouble. And you know, not to flex or take full credit, because teams now are doing it so much better. But that is something that my team, when we were still playing in Season 3 specifically, so we're talking like a couple years ago now, that's when people who were around then might remember Eclipse got off to an awful start. Not awful, but a bad start by our standards in Season 3 of ESL. And about halfway through, we started changing up our scheme defensively to a dive defense, where we were very aware of specific roles and when to dive, when to contest, stuff like that. And it was around that time that we got back on track. Now, obviously, the season didn't pan out for us. So like I said, not trying to take too much credit, but it made a huge difference. And we took some stats on it as well, like turnover rate, possession time. We looked at some numbers. The dive defense, it was good then. And now that a lot more teams are picking up on it and doing it now, you can see it paying heavy dividends for all the teams who employ it. It's just the next step up that ladder of strategy and acting with purpose instead of out of pure randomness or pure instinct, which will get you places, but it'll still only take you so far. Anyway, with that, off to the second round now. Timeout is over. I'll make sure to actually get you there, because for anyone tuning into my streams last night, you might know that I had some issues. But we don't talk about that. All right, JG in there saying we can do cam. Yeah, if you want to do cams in the cast you're doing with me, by all means. Cosmic asking about that HyperX mic, by the way. Still works on my other PC. I think I have a driver issue for this one, just as an FYI. Just lazy to fix it is all. This is the mic I was using in Season 2, Audio Technica. That said, Side 90 VR here. They're going to get off and underway. Trying to start off the way they left off in round 1, that 19-0 game. So let's see if they can defend it. Captain Wigglepants in the goal here, who at the times I've casted Reverb have definitely witnessed some excellent goalkeeping abilities, but that said, a tricky move, windmilling it, and it was Paravallo to find those 2 points. So it makes it extra tough to read exactly where that disc is going, especially when it's only shot from 4 meters out.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And YOLO Man saying, I like the shirt. Thank you. I like you. And I probably like your shirt. I just don't know what it looks like. but thanks. You know, sometimes I usually prefer these days the tees, but for most of my life, I was a button-up kind of guy. Maybe that's why I didn't have friends in high school. Anyway, over here to the blue zone, the blue bubble. It's going to be a speedy Derpy Boy trying to get that, but even speedier players from Barrage able to at least get back and contest again. There's side-eye from the backboard, a lot of cluster, a lot of great coverage. An alley-oop attempt, you saw it coming, and there it went. Paravallo puts them up by 4. Cosmic saying, Grandpa Pally tells us about his time in ESL. Yeah. Back in my day, you had to walk 50 miles up and down the field to get to your games. We scrimmed for hours at a time. None of this business of only one set. But alas, those days are gone, which is also why I buffered it with, teams these days much better than we were at the time. Things have just grown immensely, you know. I'm proud of what we did, but these teams are on a whole new level, so... Hence why I think we would get wiped off the map by the current Master teams. I think we can do okay somewhere in Diamond, maybe, but even that, we'll see. Teams are just so good. And I love to see it! I love to see it! And they'll love to see that, because Derpy Boy gets their first 2, digging it off the pole and into the goal. An inch more to the left, and that would have been out of there. But good connection from Derpy Boy. Yeah, that's the thing. Seeing the off seasons, I am or have been at least in the past been able to get into these like private matches or be replacement in scrims and stuff for some of these teams. But I was kind of surprised and like, wow, teams are only doing like 1 sets these days, 1 or 2 sets. But Cyanide here, Cyanide VR having a loss in Copenhagen. Oh, that was very close. Nice touch. Nearly a lot more brawls. Scoot there, Captain Wiggle. I mean, that's all of the players, at least, I guess 7 out of the 8 players, all in a pile there. One midfielder trying to get it back, and it was Paravallo. Brief overshoot there, but reconnection from the defensive stack. Is that going to be in? That almost was, and it still will be yet from Cyanide VR, but that was great defense. The recovery immense, and yet, right through the wickets on the shot. Still, though, 6-2, that was nicely done. Still 6 minutes remaining here on this second round, but much closer and more contested. So I think Reverb, they're going to feel at least happier about it, knowing that they have at least some of a foothold. We're seeing now right there in the mid lane, there was a little bit of that rushing in terms of not knowing exactly where to send a pass to, like no anchored teammate available. So with that, not able to punish is Copenhagen this time around. Rare sight. Copenhagen having a stellar first round with some of those long bombs, but yeah, so on some of these loose disc for Reverb, when one of the teammates are about to get that disc, already having someone available, as that is a very nice goal, 37 meters deep, Derpy Boy, shutting me up right away. I was about to say, on some of these clears, instead of making them kind of random clears, making sure they have a teammate anchored somewhere who's in position to receive a pass, you know? So, yeah. But I'm not going to take anything away from that, because that was just perfectly bounced right on in. Scoot there. Rather ambitious shot to take on Captain Wigglepants. I mentioned Captain Wiggle. Very skilled goalie there. Second shot there, missing. Scoot the 3rd time will be the charm. And putting them back up here by a few. Just a few.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
But I think another thing on those scrims and the single set scrims or whatever, I will note the difference between 3v3 as it was in ESL compared to 4v4. It's noticeable. I know when that switch was starting to occur, I would tire out a lot faster on 4v4 in like the same amount of time. You know, 60 minutes of 3v3 compared to 60 minutes of 4v4 is just actions per minute go way up. So it's definitely Echo's a sweaty game, man. If you're not sweating, you're either not a human or you're doing something wrong. B stands here with the disc, backing it out. They're only down by 3. They've got plenty of time, so a good reset from Captain Wigglepants. Nice and calm. Over to Nitro here as they approach the goal. Bold shot there taken. We saw one on the other end as well from Barrage, but those are the ones that you want to kind of take back. You know, find those passes and not risk taking it on the goalies, who will indeed give you some trouble a lot of the time. So there's a pass. That's well done. The second one, and now the finish. There you go. B stands from Nitro. They are right back in it down by 1 point. That's the execution they needed, right? But I will point out, you want to know why another reason that shot was rushed? QB approaching into the bubble was dove upon, right? Those dives. Telling you, it's all about the dives. Here goes Paravallo Copenhagen stacking up, but just as well Derpy Boy and Nitro are there in the midfield to contest. Cyanide gets that clear. That's going to bounce to the bottom of the ramp. A dribble up and down the floor. Something that is most certainly within Barrage's wheelhouse. They are very effective at those dribble plays. But a 2-on-1 and a ding will be sent back into the trap. So not able to convert, but as I was saying earlier on, right, first to the disc and first on the recovery of the mistakes was Barrage. Paravallo backing out to Scoot. Scoot over to the Rad logo, Copenhagen. Now Paravallo with a disc from below that root. There's Derpy Boy contesting, Nitro as well, so playing the lanes just a little bit and actually might get them this turnover, slapping it out, Nitro. See Smooth right in as well in the chat. Welcome. Did I shout you out? Because I don't think I did. I might have addressed some of your comments, but I don't think I shouted you out, did I? Maybe I did. I don't know, I'm forgetful. But it's saying good goal, and that's another good goal for Paravallo. The Paraval goal. They're up by 3 again. 3 set scrims are great. Two at least. Everything's so fast you don't have time to try overplays in one set. Also true. Also true. Because definitely those scrims are times where you want to push your limits, right? It's not about executing one given way, but also about how you push those limits and see what you can kind of get away with and maybe bring out in the next real games down the stretch. But yeah, I'm all about it. If I'm getting into echoes and getting into my headset, I want to sweat. I want to be exhausted by the time I'm done, so I want to play for, like, if I can, for hours and hours and hours, and they're saying this goal, it's hours and hours and hours, as they will be up 12-7 for Scoot. And for Barrage. 1 minute left. Still in the hand for maybe a comeback. They're down only by 5 points, but basically are going to need a 3 at some point. Whether it's this play or the next one, they do need a fast score for Reverb, and they actually might get it. Let's see, there it is, sent it, Derpy Boy, and that is a tough giveaway for Barrage. Now talk about clock management at 1 minute remaining or less with a 5-point lead. That's the kind of thing where if you're Barrage, you almost want to leave someone back in the bubble or around the goal to defend the 3, because up by 5 points, that means if you force Reverb into shooting only 2s, they would have had to shoot it over and over 3 different times. And with that, another chance. They could tie it up. Let's see. Some missed opportunities, and those are tough misses. Nearly an overtime situation, and that's going to be recovered, so they still have some chances here. Derpy Boy recovering and sending over the midfield, but covered off nicely by the defense. A slap into the ramp, and now into the bubble, and time is looking like it's just about out. Nitro clears, and that is gonna do it into... What? Wow, that was so very close. Certainly for Barrage, going to breathe a sigh of relief, because as I was saying, clock management, little things like that. Instead of forcing Reverb to shoot 3 2s in a row because of that open goal, they put him in position. I mean, that was almost an overtime on about 3 different shots in that last possession. So that was a lot closer than it had to be. But credit to Reverb, they were able to still clutch it up and make do with their stacks and get back into get back onto the disc a little bit faster in those last opportunities. But well done still from Reverb, because they made that one a certain fight, especially after that tough near mercy in round 1. So credit to them for really rebounding and sticking in it mentally. But with that, I'm going to leave you on the score screen here briefly and get a look at the stats. I will stop rambling because I do have another match to go to right now, so stay tuned. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to VR Master League Channel 2. Thanks for being patient. We're back in the match here. We had a little server switch, so I actually had more time than initially anticipated between it. But we've got our second game here in a row, and that'll be Schrödinger's Disc versus SuperBad. On the casting end of things, I'm Palidore, and being joined by JG on the, not on the sidelines, but on the side, co-casting with me. So JG, what's up?
Not much, Palidore. I've seen actually. I think I've casted a game from Schrödinger's Disc, and I am horrible at pronouncing that name, even though I've recited it multiple times. So it's gonna be kind of. I'm curious to see what happens. We should see Cosmic. Cosmic from Schrödinger's Disc is here, so he's gonna be rooting on his team from this. I got it. I got it the second time. That's good to know. Makes me happy. And then we got SuperBad, which they've got a 3-3 win and loss. So curious to see if why would you? I don't know. I'm curious to see why would you put yourself as SuperBad. Maybe it's like a mind tactic saying, oh, then that team is super bad, so they must be super bad. But
or it could just be talking about the other team. Who knows? But you know, it's like I'm Palidore, but I call myself the Door sometimes. But am I an actual Door? Not most days. Occasionally, but you never know. Yeah, Cosmic, welcome to the chat there. See, Robbins as well. Welcome, Matt Miko. And yeah, here we go. And smooth right in. If you are still in there, by the way, I think, let me just clarify real quick. So obviously, I agree. 2 goals are never a lead. I was just saying more so the point totals, right? Like, it's 3 2s, making a team shoot 3 2s versus making a team shoot 2, or 1-2 and 1-3 or something. It's basically 3 goals versus 2 goals, and with 1 minute of time, it's like you don't want to give a team a chance to shoot 3 times, is what I'm getting at. Anyways, yeah, because I know it's kind of confusing. It's not the first time someone's kind of said, "Pally, what are you talking about? Your math is so wrong." But no, it's just about like making people shoot multiple 2s, and at worst, it's a tie game, right? Or you win by 1, but you don't want to give like up game winners and stuff is all. Stuff like that. But you know, like one of the things too, this was actually a relevant point. I think JG was on that cast, or maybe not, but regarding self goals. Something my team did back in the day as well, but I'm horrible with actually remembering it when I'm casting. Using self goals to clock manage, right? We see some teams do it, but it's still pretty uncommon. But when teams do it, you know, to like waste the clock, if they're like, they have an advantage but a small one, they'll score a self goal for 2. And then just waste the rest of the clock because the other team doesn't have time to joust back and score again. Subtle stuff like that. Like, it's always interesting to see how it develops in Echo.
You know, I think, oh my god, sometimes, Palidore, I have the weirdest memories that I remember that is so small, but I still remember it like bit by bit. I think I was watching a cast that you were casting, and somebody self-goaled that made them get the advantage and win that game because they wasted time. But yeah, actually, I think we're switching again. Oh boy,
what's happening here? I'm glad I didn't take 3 matches in a row. Anyways, I do have one more in like an hour from now, I think, but I didn't take anything at the 7:30 time slot, my time.
That's why doing per hour, you get a little bit more time to just prepare yourself, and if there's any problems like this, then you're prepared.
Yeah, exactly. On which, on that note, though, I am glad too. I got people like you and you know, Newton Dad and Luke and Kit and you know, so many of our new casters who've been super active here. So even when we do get those delays, we can have people to kind of make up for it and cast the matches on a different channel and keep on schedule, stuff like that. It's a nice luxury, I will say.
Yeah. So, yeah, they said that Funor ping issues. Yeah. Oh boy, sometimes the servers can be. It can really matter on when it is. So I've had those problems where servers just never were good. So
I got a link. I got a link for you, by the way, in the live channel if you want to join that. Yep. So presumably once they see me join, they're probably gonna start. So yeah, we're gonna get off to it soon. Yeah, shout out to Newton Dad, as Smooth says in there, and Skinny. So we had Echoholics cast going on Channel 1 there briefly. I didn't even fire Skinny that whole map. Can you believe it?
Hey, do I have time to go take a piss?
No, we have
Okay.
to
I'm gonna turn the player comms off now.
Did you have it on for a second?
Yeah, because I just joined the server. So someone may be taking a little nature break on one of these teams.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. Nothing explicit. Just a little funny to hear on a cast. But anyway.
I mean, yeah. No. Kit also saying hi in the chat, saying that first cast backing Discord keeps on crashing. It's the effort that counts, Kit. You know, we're very thankful. I'm very thankful of you because you're a great caster. Palidore's a great caster. We're all great casters here, and it's just great to see everybody trying their best. And problems do happen, and as VRML is all. What?
Smooth right in. I love that idea so much. I'm sorry that. Oh, that is a must. I have to. Make firing Skinny a channel point reward. Oh yes, I will. I'm gonna even add some sort of stream asset animation for it and everything. Thanks for that idea. I've been thinking of what I can add to the channel point rewards, and that is brilliant. Thank you.
Well, speaking of which, Palidore, we are going to be heading to this first round. It is going to be SuperBad versus Schrödinger's Disc, so I am very excited to see what happens, as this is going to be the first head joust of this game.
All right, well, here we go. Long have we waited, but here we are. It's SAO to Stuff Muff. And first possession going the way of Schrödinger's, getting this round started, and everyone joining us in the chat now from any channel and anytime. Thank you for doing so. We're good to go, and JG here casting with me on the first shot, casting that reel. It's Robot's Mind.
Great start, only 22 seconds in. I always like to say that these first jousts can either be super quick or super slow. It just depends on the teams. But
Yeah.
if you don't know what that SAO Kirito is, it's actually one of the, I'm a huge fan of this, but it's an anime that is all about virtual reality and like mind deep, like, I don't know, it's a deep dive in the mind with virtual reality, so it's really cool to see those references. This is going to be Stuff Muff, going to be almost get it in, but it's going to be that ding off the goals. It's going to be JJ with that disc, going to be trying to go for it, but it's going to be Fenor with that interception, but Looney's going to be able to almost make a bounce shot through the goal, and that's going to be heading right down to Robot. Oh, man, those shots always sting, hitting off that shield and it just coming right back at you.
Yep, that's going to be a pain point indeed, but it will cost the 2 points going against them. So back back for 2 goals in a row now will be indeed Schrödinger's Disc. And just by the by, I did in fact know that. Yeah, I actually watched that as well. Sword Art Online. But yeah, Rip Red here with the Disc now and looking for their first points.
We're going to see what happens is they're going to be taking a little bit slow. Maybe those two pointers just had to get them a little bit of a break, realize that slowing down in this game can really help you just get that time. And if you have a team that's extremely pushy and rushy, then if you can slow down a little bit, then you can break up those stacks and do a really good job. This is going to be JJ going to be trying to slow it down, but it's going to be Stuff Muff with that disc, sending it all the way through. Going to be possibly looking for that cloud shot, making a long one. If you don't know what that cloud shot is, it's a very special shot that makes a perfect placement off of Geals to bounce off, making a shot through. But speaking of which, it's going to bounce through mid, going to be trying to see who can get it, but it will be JJ with that disc, passing it down to Looney. Looney going to be dancing around like a Looney Tooney, as that's going to be sent down to Rip Red. Rip Red going to be trying to find something, passed down to Kalamata. Going to be trying to find something. This is going to be sent down to JJ. JJ going to be going for that shot opportunity, doing some juky, but it's going to be Stuff Muff with that save.
Excellent grab there from the roll and to the goal. Close range, tough grab, and still got it out of there. Kalamata now trying to get it back, and Rip Red actually will receive the pass. So this is going to be actually number situation unless the defense can recover fast, but Furious with a shot.
Whoa.
Kalamata from JJ Zell, and like a gazelle, they glided into the goal.
Wow. I have yet to do a shot like that in game, Palidore, but I feel like those are the most satisfying ones to just rip it inside of that goal. So that's going to be a super bad shot. Okay, hold on. It's a super cool shot. Like bad in like a cool way, like sunglasses bad, not super bad. Okay, you get what I mean.
Maybe it's super bad. I don't know because, players here. But yeah, it will be Kirito with a disc. And will be on the defense. Will be Stuff Muff actually converting against them. And with that, another couple points. They didn't take a lot of time at all, but still, a few minutes in, it's a close game yet, and not a worry.
That was a great response. I always love to see those quick matches. They had a style point of theirs, but they just said, "Nuh-uh, we're gonna hit you back harder and make something really quick." As Looney is gonna be passing that down to Ripred. Ripred down to JJ. JJ gonna be getting it down to Kalamata and gonna be going for that 3-pointer, but it's gonna be a little bit too far to the right, and it's gonna be back into the hands of SuperBad, but it will be the side of Schrödinger's disc once again. With that disc gonna be bouncing right into trap, and it'll be Stuffmoth with that disc gonna be trying to go for that 3-pointer.
Nice.
It's gonna make a nice solid shot, slowly but surely. That's in the disc for a 3. A 7-point lead for Schrödinger's disc.
A solid shot. I'm pretty sure that's a different team, but nonetheless, yeah, a great one. A great hit halfway through this round, and they're just about on that double-digit scoring total, scoring run, you know, flirting with that 10-point and 10th and 11th point perhaps. I might just get it with this turnover because that goal is exposed, and that is direct. Mailing it in, Fiener with the 3.
Wow, that was even quicker. 9 seconds, and that is gonna be a pause. Maybe they need to step back and say, "Hold on, what are we doing? Let's recuperate." Maybe they had a technical difficulty. We're gonna have to see what happens. As that was a great push forward from blue side. I'm just gonna say blue because I don't want to botch up that name. Maybe I'll be confident enough to get the name one sooner or later. But yeah,
Say it with me,
Cosmic
Dinger.
Schrödinger.
Yeah.
Yay!
And basically, you know what confuses people? It's the little double dot. It's the omelet, as I like to call it, and as it will always
Oh.
it will always tilt Twitch chat. The omelet over the O.
I like to call it the "oh" face. It's like the "oh my god" face. That's the only thing I see of that "oh" is just some dude. That's like me when somebody makes like a full court shot. It's just like, oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Okay. I thought you were going in a totally different direction there for a second, but good recovery. Nonetheless, of course, referring to the thing, it's called the umlau officially, but an omelet to me.
Umlau.
Why not? Why not? It could be a case here, I think, where the teams are just searching for a little bit of gathering on their game plan, and because they know they're down by 10, but they've also got 5 minutes in the round to go, so they can take this time to say, hey, we can still come back from this if we adjust what we're doing. Sometimes those 12 seconds between rounds and your next joust and whatnot, not enough time always. It's fast action.
I mean, yeah, as we are going to get this unpaused, let's see if that break from SuperBad is going to get them that recovery, as they're going to get this joust once again, and it will be Looney with that disc, passing it down to Ripred. Going to be almost making that. I've barely seen that type of joust, but it's going to actually get down sent. Oh my god, I think somebody pressed scramble on my words there. It's going to be sent down as Stuffmuff is going to get that disc. But Ripred's there with that interception, going to be trying to find something as it's going to be passed down to JJ. JJ going to be soloing this goal, and it's going to make a ding as it'll be Ripred with the repossession, send it down to Kalamata, but it won't make that connection. It'll be making a reset down to Looney. It'll be trying to find something, as that something's going to be down to Kalamata once again, passing it down, and JJ with the disc, but is going to get... It's actually just trying to stun out before anything, but it will be sent right back down into SuperBad's side.
Man, a lot of stuns being knocked in that backfield, but still sneaking away. Was Fiener able to knock it clear? Now the second stack arriving, briefly overshooting. This is going to enable Ripred to maybe get there first with just a half second to spare. A great clear. That might even have a chance. Sails into the bubble, and now awaiting maybe a flat rebound, and could be a 3 just about on the way. They could use this, but they don't get it. An unfortunate miss will be Fiener rebound.
Sorry, I was drinking my water there. It would be yes.
Thought you were just giving me a kiss, saying, Pally, I love you so much.
No, I was drinking my water and it vacuumed my lips, and I was trying not to make a noise, but I couldn't. And I knew it was my spot to come in. But speaking of which, that spot's gonna get very close to SuperBad, as JJ's gonna get that disc down through, but it'll be that interception from Kirito. as it would be passed right down to Stuff Muff doing the same thing. But those always happen a lot of times. And Stuff Muff is going to gain that save right back, saying, no, thank you. I wanted to have this disc into the goal, and he's going to stuff it right into it.
Yeah, that was something that I used to also do when I was playing more actively and such. Going up against good goalies, because look, I was average at best at offensive, like especially 2 points in particular, driving it in on players. Sometimes I would just throw it right at the goalie's hands and throwing it right into theirs. Feener the hands in the perfect spot. Nice save. But sometimes I would throw it kind of at a goalie with the intention of just immediately grabbing it back to shoot it in on a dunk. So you got to watch out for that, certainly, or it will pay and pay dearly. Stuff Muff again, actually an alley-oop, and dunked by Feener.
Always got to have those people there just to make sure that, you know, if you do miss it, you got your backup man or woman, we don't judge, anybody, backup person, to get it down in the goal. And if you can't make that 3 male slot, whatever it is, you can just, as Palidore said, alley-oop it in, as we're going to be having a 14-point lead for Schrödinger's disc, as they're going to be having a great possession. But let's see what SuperBad can do, as Kalamata's going to get that disc, going to be trying to find a connection. It's going to be passed down to Ripred. Ripred going to be finding something, and that's going to be a reset to Looney, as Looney's going to be looking for something, slowing it down, getting it down to Ripred once again, going to get stunned out, as Kalamata's going to go for that disc, but it's going to be a little bit too short, and it's going to be bounced right back into Schrödinger's hands.
And into the orange lane, getting pretty close to the goal there, way deep down the floor, but will eventually be recovered by JJ Zell. Has some players looking for Looney over on that right tunnel. Looney has the goal, maybe it's open, but a little low on the release. So up top, rebounded by Ripred. Ripred, though, having it ripped away. JJ Zell down off the backboard and perfectly placed off the pyramid for the goal. Nice hit.
Wow, what a great bounce shot. I don't know. I'm on a gold team, and I'm like, I don't even know my bounce shots, but for them, it's like something secondhand, and bounce shots can be some of the best things to do, as I see a bunch of montages having those bounce shots, and those bounce shots can be something that goalies might not expect. Maybe I'm just an old dude that just doesn't know my stuff, even though I'm 17, I shouldn't say old, but it will be Looney with that disc, and be looking for something, taking it slow as they should, because it looks like they do get really far down once they take it slow, but it's gonna be that bubble defense. There's no
Wow.
JJ.
That is back-to-back from JJ on some nutty plays there. What was that? Look at this.
I've seen fast anchors, but an 18 that quick, I couldn't even blink. Like, it was faster than, oh my god, faster than Flash, as that's going to be sent down. A great response from SuperBad, as that is going to be a 9-point lead for Schrödinger's disc. But, you know, with that response at the end, it looks like that momentum from SuperBad might really help them, as they might be getting that hope, and this might be heading to a 3rd round. Or Schrödinger's disc might be able to recover from that, figure out what they did wrong, and get it in 2.
Yeah, we'll see, but a strong start for Schrödinger's disc. After taking the time out, SuperBad did get some more goals on the board, and that was good news for them. But man, JJ Zell, if nothing else, I know they lost the round, but based on what we saw there, those kind of plays from JJ, that can turn a cold player into a very hot player right away. It can turn a cold team into a very hot and hyped team right away. Those are the momentum builders, where it's not only 2 points you're scoring, you're also getting your teammates now engaged and a little bit hyped off of it, saying, whoa, you know, that was something special. You can build off of that. For the opposite side, when teams see those unlikely goals go against them, that can be a bit mentally damaging on their end. When it feels like, wow, we played good dive defense there, but that person just made a incredibly difficult shot, so that's deflating, and that's why you see the tides shift so often throughout the course of any given match.
I mean, oh, we actually do have a pause. I think a little bit of a ping problem by the side of SuperBad, but you know, Palidore, other than actually getting good goals, I think the bigger thing is respectfully knowing how to attack people and getting inside of their heads and getting them to be like, uh-oh, this team's good, this team's bad. I don't know exactly how to put it, but like getting their mindset in a certain way, like getting these super fast plays, and like I don't know how to describe it. You probably know a better way, but like attacking and defending, using the mind, not with your skill.
Yeah, or I mean a little bit of both in a sense, but I know what you mean. That it's a case of mental consistency is what it amounts to. You show up, doesn't matter if you're the best team in the league, if you're the best team in a division, or you're somewhere in the middle or bottom. The main point is you come prepared to play your game equally for the full 10 minutes. You come to play against every team with that equal approach, where you're not ever content coming into a match thinking we have the guaranteed win. It's treating teams with equal respect and just playing with that equal, even-keeled type of play. That's kind of what it amounts to.
And I think this is going to be possibly the third server swap.
Maybe. I was keeping an eye on the scoreboard on some of it. There was some spikeage. It seemed to me that it was staying under 150, but there was some, at least brief spikeage like 120 and such, which is, still problematic potentially. But yeah, we're just here to roll with the punches and the pingage, I suppose. I also want to clarify, not saying either of these teams, by the way, are disrespecting the other. Totally outside the point. It's just mainly it's how you in general want to approach any game. Try to execute the same way with the same mentality, because we do see it a lot in matches all season long, where if a team gets really far ahead, they start getting, some teams might get a little extra steezy. They might start taking their foot off the pedal, thinking, oh, easy game, the next 5 minutes are going to be no problem. But then when they get into that's when they start getting into autopilot mode too much, or getting too loose, and it does allow the opposite team to start sneaking up on them and making it a closer game by the end than they expected.
I think that's a better way, is that they start to do an autopilot, but like it'd be kind of like having a certain play style, but then you immediately, like, imagine, since there's different types of joustings you can do. The most common one is called the pub style, and that's where you just go off with the main person, you go into the tunnels, you just do that the entire game, but then the second round, halfway through, you immediately just do a different type of play style, just completely throwing them off. It can really screw it up, but yeah. And Kit Catastrophe, as an OCE player, saying 120 ping is nothing, as the ping cap for VRML is 250.
Yeah, regional differences and all that, but work with what we got. Internet, it's a strange beast.
It'd be kind of cool to see different regions, like a lot more specific. So it'd be like Australia and Japan, because I feel like if we reached out to them and got a lot more people, like, I think it's just because of how small both sides are, maybe, of just like people. We're trying to grow out to them, and that's what I want to see. Is that
they've been joining. We've had New Japan teams join throughout the season, of course. And OC has been growing as a region, and I mean they're basically now at the point just about where NA or EU was in Season 0, aka preseason. That was back December 2019, but very similar growth trajectory there, where OCE before, they couldn't field 6 teams minimum in like Season 1. Season 2 they were able to do that, and since then they've kept growing to the point where they are 20 teams deep, and they still have more and more people coming. So, yeah. But that said, to address Kit's point, there's a link for you in there if you didn't click it yet to get back in the match. But to Kit's point too, it's same thing with like between EU and NA over the years, where you tell, if you have a European player telling like an NA player, man, our ping is trash. Look at we have 40 ping. Same kind of thing, right? Like North America was so used to having coast to coast, people having 80 or 80, 90, whatever, and by the time with Europe, a lot different, especially in the early days where they were used to playing at like 20 or 30 ping for most of their players. So just different based on the region. That's all. But starting off round 2, and that's quite enough on that shot there taken by Kalamata.
Yeah, I don't even know why I see like servers in my own state with shout out to Spark, as you can see that information. You can see what server location says you are, as that can help with these ping problems. But I would get like 30 ping. I'm saying like these people get like 10, as that is gonna be a bounce shot. But I'm actually thankful because I used to get like 100 average, and because of COVID, shout out to COVID, because I get better
No,
internet,
no,
and I can
no,
do this
shout-
as Phoenator.
Oh, the hole you've dug yourself now as Feeder makes a 3. No. 3-point shot, though, going there for Schrödinger's disc.
I.
Don't. We're moving.
Okay.
No more
okay,
holes.
Okay. Can I explain
I've
myself?
never heard someone give that kind of shout out before. Jeez.
Okay, there's a. Okay, let me. I need to clarify myself.
I'm not sure you do.
I
But go ahead, go ahead.
my parents had to work from home, so we needed better internet. There we go.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I should have stated that better. I'm just in this mind as there's some shots. I'm sorry if anyone was affected. That's my bad, and you can hopefully Sputnik can get the hose out once again.
You're going to get the skinny treatment at some point, but Shade here is going to have a pass over to Rip Red. Rip Red from that boot up top to the corner. A crash. Unfortunate as they do crash into the goal. JJ Zell. Well, they scored, even if it was 3-on-4.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Only the last second. He crashed like right as JJ was diving, basically. So.
Hopefully, from SuperBad, this might be a super good momentum. Hopefully, even with the one-player loss, they can still do it, as they didn't have a timeout, but it will be JJ with that interception, pass it down to Shade, and Shade is going to get that open
No
three,
way.
and it's going to be, so close, but it's going to be a little bit too bouncy, as that bounce is going to get it down through, as they're doing really well for a 3v4, but as that, it's going to be a mail shot, possibly, from the side of Schrödinger's side. He needs to take it slow on there. Feener is going to try and do the same thing as SuperBad did, but is not going to make it. Stuff Muff is going to be trying to go for possibly a pass down to Kirito, and that's going to make it in. Now making it a 3-point lead for Schrödinger's disc.
Nice job from Schrödinger's disc to get that pass off there and time. And I know they'll be wiping off a little sweat off the back and off the forehead at least, because that was a near 3-point hit that was going to be hit 3v4 and 2 consecutive goals going the way, but instead we get another goal from Kirito, 8-2.
Wait, hold on. That was extremely quick. Oh my god.
Yeah,
What, like,
3 seconds off that joust. That's just about like the minimum that you can get. That was extraordinarily fast for sure. You're not going to see too many goals scored in less amount of time.
By any chance, do you know what's the quickest one you've had?
Not off the top, no. But we'll be Stuff Muff here, sending it to the right lane. And a Feener. I mean, I think 3 seconds, but I don't know to the 10th of a second specifically is all. But something maybe Ignite would have in their Ignite-opedia, which is to say Echopedia. Stuff Muff there to the backboard, and Robot's mind does not mind at all, because that is a nice, easy does it kind of play from the back.
As that is going to be an 8-point lead for Schrödinger's disc, as they're having that momentum. They do have that reconnect, so it's going to be a 4v4 once again. As we're going to have to see if SuperBad can come back from this and maybe gets that slowed down, because that was very close, but that slap was just on time, as it was going to save it from another goal. As Ripper's going to get that disc down to Shade. Shade going to be looking for something, and it's not going to make it through, as it's going to be Kalamata with that disc, going to be juking through, getting some ankle breaks from Feenor, as it's going to be passed down to Rip Red down to Kalamata, almost missing the hands, but it will be back down through, as it is going to be waiting, trying to find that opportunity.
And Kirito taking the disc now has a dribble at play. It looks like they get some successive regrabs. That shot, will it be just as successful? And dunking it in was Kirito, and they go up 12-2. Well,
Is that going to be a 3-pointer?
oh, it was grabbed last second by Kirito there. I thought it was off the backboard and good, but maybe wanting to give Feener a little assist. I don't know. Maybe it was off. I'm not going to judge too much because I was so fast. But that said, they will still take a strong lead. They're double digits up now. And make that even more. 15-2 in 2
Wait, that's
seconds.
a 2.
There you go.
Wait, that was a 2.
2 seconds or so. I wish it would tell you the 10th of a second. We'd have to measure that. Actually, it should have said it on that Ignite overlay, but I didn't catch it.
Also on the scoreboard, it was a 2.9.
Oh,
Like
it says
on,
it
like,
on
the
the
shield, it
barrier.
shows
Got
it.
it.
Yep.
Oh no, and it continues there, so maybe we can get another measurement, but unfortunately not. Taken there to the backboard, and another score. No, denied. Credit to JJ Zell, still playing hard with that play and not giving up on it.
As it, oh my, this game, oh boy, is this gonna be a throw down from Shadis? That's gonna be a great response. 45 meters away, a great shade as he is gonna be in that shadow, getting that disc into the goal.
And addressing there, let's see who was it who said. I think Smooth maybe. Yeah, Corrosion had that 1.9. Was it a goal or a joust? Because I know Corrosion has had a 1 point something joust across, if I remember correctly. I think I was casting that game even. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. And it somehow gets past the defense as well, and I think they're saying, wow. Unfortunate, but this is starting to turn into a snowball, it looks like.
I was right behind the goal, and it barely missed the hands from the, it was somebody from SuperBad.
It was so close.
It was so close, and kudos for them for still pushing hard, as it looks like they're gonna be still trying to get it through.
Again?
Like,
what is this game? What is this game?
You know, I think that helped them with their mental momentum, as that's gonna keep them through. This game isn't over. This game is just interesting. I don't know how else to put it other than.
This turned into like an all-star game, like for MVP, where it's just a 3-3-3. All of these threes going in amazing fashion. I am puzzled, but this has turned again. And to just look at the scoring totals over the last few minutes of play, this has been something else.
I mean, there's gonna be that solo from Fëanor, but maybe that confidence got to him, as it's gonna be back down to SuperBad, as RipRed's gonna miss it, but it's gonna be JJ with that disc, possibly with another solo in,
nice.
And it's gonna be in! I think the JJ and the JG, I don't want to face against that. That too, I don't know. I feel like if I was casting that match and there was a JG and a JJ, I would just get lost in my words. But this game is just something, as it's going to be an 8-point lead for Schrödinger's disc. This game is not over. This momentum from SuperBad is really good.
If they cause another turnover here, exactly that, we can be looking, we're already single digits, so if they can get down the floor, there they are. Maybe the mail slot. Is it going to be good? No, digging off the bottom, into the bottom, rebounded here. ZZ, a back tap, but picked off by Fëanor, and that's a big take back, because that could have brought them back so very close. And I know this game has been a little bit awkward on the server changes and pings and things like that, but you know what? It is made for most entertaining series of events, especially in the second round now, as these teams try to somehow calm it down.
I mean, JJ's gonna be trying to go for those 3-pointers. I don't blame him or her. Not sure. I don't like to assume people's standards, but anyways, they're gonna be going for it. They have that momentum, but if they can keep these nice shots, as JJ's gonna be getting that disc once again, having that opportunity, gonna be getting that cut pass down to RipRed, as that's gonna be a 2-pointer. It is a 6-point difference. Minute 15 or around a minute 10 left. This could be a flop around, as RipRed is. Or not Rip. Wait, hold on. Yeah, no, it is RipRed from SuperBad, as they're doing super good right now with this momentum, bringing it back.
All right, 2 threes away is all. It's still going to be tough, but it is possible. Almost a turnover there, right past the hands. If that goes in, that would be damaging towards those efforts, but a tension of that disc, Shade here with it, so they know their window is closing, and Stuff Muff knows it as well. So an interception, a turnover, maybe some ice about to happen if they can't recover defensively. There's Fëanor tapping off, looking down, and now deciding for the moves and the grooves, and now they are going to move ahead 20-12. But wow, that somehow it came down to the last minute of play. It looked like a runaway game for a while.
I'm just astonished with the shots from both sides, just doing a good job. It's wow. We do get a couple of GGs in chat. That is something to give me a colon O face. That's the best way of saying it. I still don't think it is. But that taken here in the midline, the round will end. Tell us, what do you mean, JG? Okay. Listen here. You have the colon, which is the 2 dots.
Oh, I know.
Those are the eyes. But the O is like my mouth is open because it's shock. Like, what are you talking about? How would you not know? That's like a wow face.
Wow face would be much better of a phrase. Anyway, round 2 is over and in the books. Yeah, that was kind of all over the place here for sure. A few server changes. And I do feel for the players on that note, it's really hard for any team, like on either side, orange or blue, to build any kind of solid flow to the match. No one ever goes into a competitive match wanting it to have the start, stop type of action. Like, they want to be able to get into the grooves of their game. So it was definitely one of the more problemed kind of matches, but at the same time, I will give full credit to both the teams for making, lemonade out of the lemons that we got on occasion, because there were a few different highlights in there that would just make your jaw drop a little bit or a lot bit. So well done.
We do have one more game, and that's always the worry about the games, is that if this was a 30-minute difference, I'd say that we might be in a little bit of a trouble, as this game lasted a little bit longer, but you know what? It's alright. This game ended, and this game ended off with a bang with a great side from SuperBad, but Schrödinger's disc did come out at the top, getting that momentum through, and even with those nice shots from JJ, shout out to him, and those extremely long shots that they still pushed through and they still got it, and their autopilot was auto enough, and they knew what they were doing, and they saw it well, and it was kudos to both teams. But yeah, I really enjoyed this match. It was really fun to cast this one.
Absolutely, and with that, we will be back. I think we're going to end this stream just to keep it kind of clean and whatnot for the VODs and separate, but let me see here. Yeah, in 15 minutes from now, we'll have on Channel 2, so we'll be back soon. Nautilus versus Rebrand, it looks like, in the Silver Division. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. We're going to cast that one more. And, yeah, with that, I've been Palidore. That's been JG casting here with me. And you guys have been great in the Twitch chat. Thanks for joining, for interacting, reacting, and all that good stuff. Cosmic Mr. Bane, Smooth Raiden earlier on as well. And, yeah, it's good seeing you. Until the next stream, 15 minutes away, be happy, healthy, safe. Be good to each other, of course. We'll see you again super soon.
And we're underway.
Season 3 of VR Master League Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, Rebuff Reality, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.